Bình Hân là Bình Hân. Bình Hân. Bình Hân. Can you hear me or not? Hello.
Yes, Dr. Tan can hear you.
Can. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Fine, I'll just give her my old ones. Yes. Got it. Oh, if your moderator is flexible, mine is. Yeah, so she came with me. She cannot give. She's still doing something.
Morning, everyone. You need me to introduce myself, not morning, my student and my colleague. Okay. So basically, I'm going to talk about you and personal finance, building financial literacy for sustainable future. So basically here, you can look at the topic. What I'm going to cover, you can see here the word you, personal finance, and also financial literacy. So I'm going to cover these three areas. Before I go into detail, what I'm going to do, I do a very brief definition on these three areas, okay? In area here, you can see, I'm going to talk about bankruptcy in Malaysia. And next one, I'm going to talk, very briefly, I'm going to talk about you in Malaysia and so-called definition of personal finance. And personal finance, there are two types. One I call open-ended loan and also closed-ended. Open-ended, basically here we are talking about revolving. And closed-ended here is called non-revolving. Okay. The next one, I'm going to talk about component. When you do a financial planning, definitely some component inflow and outflow. And I also give some tips for taking care of your financial future. And personal cash flow statement. And the important thing also need to know how to calculate the debt service cover ratio. Okay. And the last part here, I'm talking about how to breathe through getting loan. Okay, we talk about bankruptcy in Malaysia here. You can see the definition here. Basically, in order for a person to get bankrupt, basically the debt, the initial bankruptcy against the individual in Malaysia is 10,000. Many years back, only 30,000. So now they increased to 100,000. So basically, according to the report made by Malaysian Department of Solvency and the statement in Dewan Negara in 2025, bankruptcy cases, especially for you, keep on increasing. Therefore, you can see the data here. We talk about 2025, total there are 4,875 bankruptcy compared to 2024, only for 611. Therefore, you can see the percentage increase from 2024 to 2025 is 5.7%. Okay, and We talk about daily average, approximately about 18 people lah. 18 people go bankrupt in 2025. And the debt, mostly, the debt here is divided into two parts. The loan amount 500 to 999 is about 71.6%. And from 100,000 to 499,999 is about 20.6%. So of which you can see here, that's why I say why the topic I'm going to cover you is personal loan. Personal loan here where I'm talking about individual, you and me, right? So it's about 45.1%, which very big amount. Compared to business loan is about 16.2. Therefore I say for personal loan is a very, very critical area here. Therefore I'm going to look into in detail later, okay? The references here, you can refer to, these are all the references. Okay, we talk of you. What does the word you here? Everybody here, you're you, except behind lah. Few of them are not you. Okay. Sorry. So the you basically in January 2026. Okay, young and hard. Young and hard is okay. So in January 2026, the definition of you is from 15 to 30. It's called you. I believe all of you are you. Okay? And compared to previous, they say 15 to 40 lah. But right now, when we talk about you, basically the age is from 15 to 30. Okay? And why they do this is because they want to, they want to align with global standard. Global standard here means everybody, all the country, the age is 30. 30 is considered you, not 40. And to promote young leadership at the universal level. Okay, so you can see here, therefore I see the definition of you now is 15 to 30, not 15 to 40. Okay, next one I'm going to look at the personal financing. What does the word personal financing? Here you can see personal financing, basically we are talking individual. You and me are called personal, which another word I call consumer. Okay, because in loan we have two types. One you call consumer loan, another one you call business loan. So you and me are considered a personal loan, or I call personal loan, okay, or called individual loan. So for individual loan, there are two types. Basically, there are two types. One I call fixed monthly installment. Fixed monthly installment meaning what? Example, we talk about housing loan, car loan, personal loan. These are fixed installment. You are going to pay every month. But end of the period, you will zeroize, right? You take a car loan, you take a housing loan, personal loan. This example, they give you a housing loan, they give 30 years. Car loan, they give you 9 years. After 9 years, you pay down your car loan, zeroize. The other type we call flexi. Flexi, we talking about a reuse fund regularly means what? Example, the bank give a credit card. Let's say the credit card, the bank give 5,000. Meaning, this 5,000 you can reuse. Meaning maximum you can use up to 5,000. After you pay, let's say example, let's say 10,000. I go and buy one computer, 5,000. Meaning 10,000 and minus 5,000, I left only 5,000, right? So after that, maybe 1 week later, you go and pay back the 5,000. That means automatically you can use back the 10,000 again, which called flexi. Flexi versus fixed in monthly installment. Okay. So the example in fixed here, we're talking about housing loan, car loan, personal loan. These are called fixed installment. Okay. Flexi, we're talking about credit card and personal overdraft. These are called flexi. That means they can reduce back up to the maximum limit given by the bank. Okay. So I want to look at what's the difference between this open-ended. Open-ended, just now I say, called a revolving, you can reuse back, right? The other type is called closed-ended, means you cannot reuse. That means after you pay down, you will zeroize it. So basically, these are the two differences. And you can, I just do a summary on this. For example, we talk about repayment. You see, repayment are flexi. Flexi means what? The bank give me 10,000 limit. I can use 5,000. Later, I got money, I pay back. Therefore, I can use back the 10,000 again. versus the fixed number of installment means what? They will pay by fixed. Every month you're going to pay the same amount, but the outstanding amount going to reduce. But that particular amount that you pay, you cannot use directly. Okay? And the type here, example, we are talking about credit card to one of them, it's called open-ended. And example, mortgage. Mortgage, basically, we are talking about housing loan, we are talking about auto loan, basically, here we are talking about hire purchase. And personal loan, these are three types that is classified under closed-ended. Okay? And after I look at those things, next one I'm going to look into how to manage a personal finance. So to manage a personal finance, as you know, you and me, individual, every month we get one-time salary, right? So after you get a one-time salary, you need to plan for your spending, how much money I'm going to spend, and you need to save some money. If after saving you still have some balance, you intend to do some small investment. That is called personal finance, individual, right? So the area I'm going to look at is part by part. First one, I want to look at how to do the budgeting. Then, after budgeting, I want to know how I'm going to manage my liquidity. Next one, after manage liquidity, I have to think of how to finance a big purchase. Big purchase here, I'm talking about maybe I want to buy a car or want to buy a house. Especially like youngster, after you get your boyfriend and girlfriend, you say, I don't want to stay with my parents already, right? Most of the thing, because you stay with them, disturbing my life, disturbing our life. Therefore, you think of how to get a housing loan, right? And next one, after you get a house, get a car, you think of cover insurance. Okay, cover insurance. Then after that, you have some balance. You are thinking of going to do some investment. After your investment, you also need to do your retirement planning and asset planning. This retirement planning, asset planning is very long way for you to go. Okay? Okay. These are the components. Basically, I'm saying I'm going to look into how to do a proper financial planning. You can see here, from budgeting, next one I need to do my liquidity. How to manage my cash. Then, after manage my cash, I got some balance. I think of going to buy a car to do in some installment. Then next one, I need to protect myself. Or I need to protect my asset. Therefore, I go and buy insurance. Then after that, after balance, I start to do some investment. Then you also need to think of when you're retirement age, what are you going to do? Retirement and do some asset planning. Asset planning basically talking about the person who before toy or after toy, how are they going to distribute the assets? Example, let's say a parent, there are 3 children. So the parent maybe have 1 million in asset. So they say, these 3 children, first one is good to me. Second one and third one not good to me. Therefore, I want to do an asset planning. How I'm going to divide this 1 million to these 3 children? If let's say you don't divide, according to law, they will divide equally. Okay? Okay, first one I say the first part I'm going to do my budgeting, right? So budgeting, as a rule of thumb, normally we say 50, 30, 20. What does it mean by that? I say 50 meaning what? 50 I go to my needs. 30 I go to my wants. And the balance I'm going to do my saving or do investment, 20%. What does the word needs here? Anybody know what is needs mean? Need? What is needs? Yes, very good. Need is means those compulsory. Example, what is compulsory for you? You need to makan. Can anybody tell me you don't need to makan? You need to makan, right? Do you need shelter? You need a place to stay, to live, right? Do you need safety? Yeah. These are called needs. So how much money I spend in, rightfully you should take about 50% on the particular needs. Then after balance of 50%, 30% I'm going to go into my wants. What does it mean the word want? Is there any difference between the needs and wants or not? Yeah, what is one? One means what? God also never mind lah. Don't God also never mind lah, right? Example, luxury item, entertainment. I need to go for a movie. Is it necessary or not? No need, right? If you got extra money, I go lah. I want to go to Starbucks. Is it necessary or not? No need, ma. Can I go to coffee shop? Can. That is called a want. Therefore, I think a need, at least you must spend 50% of your money into the wants, the need, and 30% into the want, and the balance you can do some saving or do investment. Okay? So far, any question? Can understand? Okay? Good? So far, so good, huh? Clear? Okay, good. After budgeting, this is basically budgeting. We have two types of person, you know. One I call big spender and one I call big saver. Which one you prefer? Anybody? You want to be a big spender or big saver? Saver, right? Big spender, you see the balance, how much you have your saving? Very little. If let's say you are a big saver, that means the amount of saving you can save is large. It's good for you. Especially you need to spend some emergency item or unnecessary item. Okay? The next one, after I do the budgeting, the next step I need to go is I need to manage my liquidity. Manage my liquidity here, I can divide into two parts. First part I call money management. The second part I call credit management. What's the difference between, by the way, liquidity means the cash what you have. I want to divide into two areas here. One area I'm talking about money management. One area I'm talking about credit management. Money management here we are talking about how much money to cover expenses. That cannot recover by credit card. Maybe sometime because of your car breakdown. You need to have some saving. If let's say you don't have some saving, your car breakdown how? The car breakdown is not everyday one, right? But one car breakdown, you need to take out some money, go and repair. Okay? Another one is talking about medical bill. Of course, medical bill now you can buy insurance. But even you buy insurance, you also need to pay some excess. Doesn't mean, but most of the insurance, they'll ask you to pay the excess first. Mostly about 300 to 400, then the balance insurer will pay. Okay? For credit management here, we are talking about those fixed commitment. What the fixed commitment here? Example, you spend your credit card. You need to pay at least 5% of each month, right? So this is the fixed commitment. Or maybe a car, example, or house. These are called fixed commitment. So the money that you have, you need to spend it for, either you need to spend for money management. I think management is more important than followed by the credit management. Credit management here, we are talking about fixed amount that you need to pay. Okay? You can see here, money management here, we are talking about needed every day, right? For credit management here, we are talking about credit. Credit here, we are talking about loan. You take loan, sometimes you late payment, you need to pay some interest. So this one you need to spare one, right? If let's say you pay on time, maybe you no need to pay interest. But mostly people pay is on credit card interest. Why is it so? You spend the credit card amount, you don't pay in full. Then what did the bank do? They'll charge you 1% interest. Therefore, this is called a credit management. Therefore, I say for liquidity, basically you need to maintain two parts. One is called money management. The second part is called credit management. Okay? The third one, after I do some liquidity, the next one, as I mentioned to you here, a lot of students here, I don't want to stay with my parents because I got my boyfriend, I got my girlfriend, I prefer privacy. Therefore, you think of going to buy a house. Or maybe you're going to buy a car. Therefore, here you need to, when you want to think of buying a car or house, These are the few areas that you need to consider. The first area you need to consider is how much can afford to borrow. Normally for car loan, right now the practice is you can take 90% of the purchase price. What does it mean here? If the car costs 100,000, maximum I can get a loan only 90,000. The 10% deposit you need to pay. But again, maximum duration only for 9 years. As far as Malaysia concerned, the duration from your car loan is 9 years maximum, which is equivalent to 108 months. Okay? And of course, you need to select a bank which gives you a competitive interest rate. Competitive interest rate meaning what? You want to choose the bank that gives the cheapest interest rate. I'm not working in Maybank. I just give an example. Maybank currently they are promoting a very, very competitive rate. You see, for 1.75 per annum for EV and hybrid car, and 1.95 for national and non-national car. So the rate is very cheap. Okay, so how to do this? Whether can you borrow, can you borrow? Later I'm going to look at how to calculate. I'm showing the calculation, whether are you eligible to get the car loan, are you eligible to get the housing loan in the latest part I'm going to show you. But basically I'm talking about here large purchase means after you do your liquidity, after that I have some balances, I can think of to buy a car or buy a house. Okay, so how to determine that is you need to determine how much you can borrow. You need to determine the duration. Of course, you say the duration, of course, the longer the duration, the more amount of interest you need to pay, right? And also, of course, you and me, definitely I look for the bank that can give me a cheapest rate. The cheapest rate, later they calculate the amount of installment is lesser. If let's say another financial institution give me higher rate, I calculate the amount of installment is higher. Therefore, I say these are the three things when you want to do a large purchase, similar like you want to buy a house, also the same thing. These are the areas I need to look at. Okay, these are the three very important areas I want to look at when I want to do a large purchase. Okay? Any question? Whether you understand or don't understand? Understand? Clear? Okay? Can I move on? Why so quiet? Can I? Easy, huh? Very easy, right? So after I do a large purchase, next one, this is a simple calculation. Sometimes I say I want to take a 9 years car and the loan amount is 100,000 and the bank charge me 3% flat interest. What is the installment I need to pay? It's a very simple calculation. You can see here. Very simple, ma. Interest how we calculate. I take 100,000 times 3% times 9 years. So the interest for 100,000 you are going to take for 9 years, you need to pay 27,000. Is it large amount? It's a huge amount, no? The loan you take 100,000 for 9 years, the interest 3%, the interest that you are going to pay for 9 years is 27,000, which is very huge amount. Therefore, I advise you, if let's say you can afford, don't take too long. The higher duration you take, the higher amount of interest you need to pay. Therefore, after that, I take the loan amount 100,000, I plus the 27,000 interest, which the bank charged me, total is 127,000, right? Then I divide by the period. Period 9 years is 108 months. Therefore, 1 month I need to pay 1175.93. Normally the bank will round up one. Normally you do pay cent like that. Installment. The bank will round up. Therefore, in this case, I need to pay 1176. Is it okay or not? Therefore, later I'm going to look at whether are you eligible to get this 1178. I'm going to show you how to calculate whether are you eligible to take this 1176. Okay? Okay, class? Next one. Therefore, you can see for large purchase, there are two parts of amount you need to pay. One, lender. Lender is the amount of loan that I get. Example, that's why I say I get 100,000 ma. Maybe the car cost me 120,000. So the 20,000, I'm going to have money you have to available. I need to pay 20,000. Then the lender is 100,000. This is called amount of borrow is 100,000. Your money, the deposit, you need to pay 20,000, and the purchase amount. Purchase amount, I'm going to pay loan amount plus the amount that you pay, which is called deposit. Deposit plus your loan amount equal to purchase price. Okay? Simple understanding, right? Any question? Got? No question? From start until now, very easy to understand, huh? Too easy for you, huh? From start until now, I never had any question from the floor. Can I have one or two questions? I can answer you. Cannot answer, I'll check back and let you know. Okay? Can follow, huh? Right? Okay, huh? Okay. After I do my last process, next thing what I need to do? Very simple. A plan for protection of the asset. Protection of your asset or income here, basically we have three types. I thought insurance, the basic one, we have three types insurance. First type I call general insurance. What's the word general insurance here? If let's say you buy a car, buy a house, you need to cover insurance, right? This one I call general. This one is compulsory by the bank. Bank say you must take a house fire insurance and also take a car insurance. What's the purpose you think? Why I need to have this? To reduce the risk, right? Example, let's say you take a housing loan. Sorry, halfway the house burn. Do we need to pay installment or not? The bank don't care whether the house burn or not burn. You need to pay installment. You need to pay installment by your car burn. You cannot stay. You need to rent the house. Right? Therefore, you buy insurance, the insurance company will pay a lump sum to cover your housing loan. That means you no need to worry about the housing loan part. Therefore, I say it's a must. For car and house owner, you need to cover a general insurance. Okay? After you cover general insurance, next one I think is a must for everybody to cover a medical expenses. Why I say so? Now most of you are, sorry, I'm in front one, the age I believe that is about 21, right? If let's say you can have a long life up to 100 years old, can you guarantee me from 21 to 100 years old, you're not going to get sick? No? Are you going to get sick? From 21 until 100 years, of course you'll get sick, right? Whether the sick is serious or not serious. If let's say we talk about serious case, you need to go and stay in specialist ward. How much the specialist will charge you? You stay, example, 1 week there, how much you think? Averagely, I think about 50,000, right? 50 to 100,000, depends on the kind of sickness you have. If let's say you don't buy a medical insurance, who have to pay? Who have to pay the 50 and 100,000? Your family or you have to pay, right? But if let's say I cover medical insurance, who will pay for me? The insurance company. Therefore, I think at this stage, just my advice to everyone, at least ask your parents, because now you don't have income yet, you are studying, ask your parents to buy at least a medical insurance for you. I think this is a must. Again, I say now you're so young. Let's say averagely you can live up to 80 years old. 21 to 80 years old, you think you will not get sick? Definitely you'll get sick one, right? Therefore, sick you need to stay in specialist. Therefore, the insurance expenses is very expensive now. Okay? A third type of insurance I call disabled or life insurance income. What does it mean here? For disabled and life means, example, disability means the distinct critical illnesses. Example, AIDS. AIDS is one of them. Therefore, if let's say you infected that kind of sickness, you cannot work. Who will pay for your expenses? Nobody, right? If let's say I buy a life insurance, the insurance company will cover for me. Therefore, I think it's good. Minimum, you need to have at least a medical insurance. You don't buy a life camp because life is quite expensive. And the payment is for some of them up to 100 years old, some of them up to 80 years old. And the amount is huge. Therefore, I say, for insurance, it's a must. You buy a car, you buy a house, automatically the bank asks you to cover, to protect you, right? Another one, health insurance is to protect your health. Then, of course, if possible, you can buy your disability and life insurance. So these are the three insurance that can cover you. Okay? So far, so good. Anything else? We go through a budgeting, we go through a liquidity, we go through a large purchase, we go through a buying insurance, right? Right? So far, so good. Any question? No? Tena? Okay, I go on. Okay, this the money you come from. Get your income. First thing, just now I say you need to buy large purchase, right? You need to pay the installment. After that, you have some excess cash, you can buy insurance. Buy insurance, basically what you need to do, you just pay a premium money. Very simple. For you, young is okay. The premium is cheap. For me, the premium is expensive. Therefore, I think you can, possibly you start at a young age. Then insurance will be cheaper. I'm not saying insurance, by the way. That's the trend. Okay? Okay, after that, after I cover insurance, next thing I think of going to do some investment. You have some excess money, right? After investment, basically investment here, I'm talking about you need to look at whether the risk tolerance level. Risk tolerance level, that means you can take high risk or you cannot take high risk, you want to take low risk. Therefore, the type of investment that you're going to invest is very much depend on your risk tolerance level. If let's say you say I can take high risk, I advise to you go and invest share. Share is good, right? Good, right? Especially you buy share, top growth share during the time COVID, the share price is high, right? $28 per share. Now how much is the top growth share price? Less than $1. Therefore, this is called high risk, high return. If let's say your risk is, you're talking, I want to take low tolerance. The risk I don't want to take so high. So my advice is, maybe you can put money in fixed deposit. Or maybe you can put money in EBF. EBF, they are paying 6%. For bank, they are paying 3%. Are you okay? Therefore, I say investment is very much depend on the risk tolerance that you're going to take. High risk, of course, is high return. Low risk, you're going to get low return. This for sure. Okay? This part here, same thing here. You have an income, you pay some of your you get money to pay your personal finance, then after that you have some extra money, you can do some investment, right? Next one. The next part here, I'm talking about retirement and estate. Retirement, I think, is too early for you. In front of you, maybe the back one is applicable for you. Okay? The back. Few back. Okay? Why I say so? Retirement planning according to EPF, Belanjawanku 2024 and 2025, they say to live in the comfortable level, how much of EPF you need to save? The saving is between 650,000 to 1.3. I believe that most of you already reached about 500,000, right? I believe that. How much you have? 1 million? 1.5 million? No, 2 million. Oh, 2,000. Hey, better than me, lah. Myself also only 50,000. Never mind. I think that's according to what the survey say. You want to get retired, it depends on the age. You want to retire earlier, I think your saving has to be more. At least 650,000 to live in a comfortable, right? And also depends on the location. Maybe KL, you need to have more. Maybe in so-called a big Ulu area, you can have less, okay? But averaging the minimum, you need to have at least 390,000. That's what the survey is. Everybody, when you come to retirement age, inside your EPF, you need to have it 390,000. This 300,000 is just to cover your basic need only. You cannot enjoy too much. Okay? This is called a retirement planning. Then we talk about estate planning here. Basically, we have two types. One is called probate, one is called letter of administration. Probate, basically, we are talking about a lawyer, especially to write a will. How I'm going to divide the assets. This one is good. And then letter of administration is somebody signs without writing a will. Therefore, you need to, this one normally they need to appoint High Court. High Court normally will distribute the asset for you. So to me, I feel it's good to do a probate. Probate means you ask a lawyer or ask a professional to write a will. How I'm going to divide my asset. Again, I say maybe 3-4 children. You want to divide this asset to a different amount to different children. If you don't write, that means the court accordingly they'll divide equally. Okay. Okay, this again, the flow is you need to, as cost the personal finance you need, after you have some money, you do some investment. This talking about the retirement and also your estate planning. Okay? This is the in summary. I say I have my income, I need to buy my product and services. The next one I go through is how to manage your liquidity. We have money management, we also have credit management, right? Then after you do big large purchase, you need to do financing. Car loan, housing loan, personal loan, these are the financing type. Then of course you also need to protect yourself by insurance. Number 4. Then after all this, you have some excess, you can intend to do some investment. After investment, of course, you come to your later stage, you reach 60, retirement and asset planning. This thing you must do. Okay? Clear? So far, so good? Any question? Easy to understand? Can? Can I move on? Okay. Okay. After look at so many items, blah, 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 sequence, from what we call budgeting, liquidity, large purchase, insurance, investment, blah, blah. Next one, I'm going to look at how to do a source and how to use the cash. Source, basically, we are talking about our income. The income can be your salary or can be your dividend. Maybe you buy share company dividend, or maybe you put some money in bank, you get some interest. So these are called a source, okay? And users basically talking about the money that you're going to spend out, okay? So these are the area I'm going to look at. So we are talking about source here. Normally, where is the source come from? Can you tell me? Of course, your salary or wages, right? What's the difference between salary and wages? Is there different? There are different, right? Salary means you work 1 month, they pay you. Wages means by daily basis. Example, you work in KFC. KFC, they will not pay you salary one, they will pay you wages. You work, they pay. You don't work, they don't pay. Okay? Then of course, you also can do extra hour. You work in KFC, maybe you work overtime. Then you get some extra money. Then withdraw cash from saving, also income, right? Then obtain a loan, the bank give the money. Personal loan, 10,000, the bank give 10,000, you spend first. Okay? Then after that, sell your investment, you also get cash in, right? Then also withdraw money from your retirement account, EPF account. Then you got the money. These are all we're talking about source of income. Okay? Next one. I'm going to look at the users now. And users now, you still remember, I need to purchase product and services, right? Product and services, you know the difference, right? Product means the physical thing I can see and touch on. Services means I cannot touch on. Like education is a services, right? Then you need to pay your, what we call your semester fee, example. Then deposit cash, deposit cash. We put your money inside your saving or checking account. That means you withdraw, right? The money you put inside, you withdraw, right? Then you pay your installment, interest, and payment, right? You pay your car loan, you pay your hire purchase. These are called installment. Then you pay off your loan, you buy insurance, you do new investment, contribute to retirement account. These are all the money that you bring out. Therefore, how to do a proper one is this one. I need to record all my revenue. Just now I said in one month, right? The sources, and I need to minus my expenses, right? Revenue and expenses. Therefore, I can get a net cash flow. What by the way net cash flow means? I take my total income for the month, I minus my total expenses for the month. This is called net cash flow. So it's good to have a net cash flow positive, right? Can you have a net cash flow negative? Cannot. That means the amount you earn for a month, you spend more than what you earn. No? It's not right. Therefore, that's the purpose to do a personal finance budgeting. Make sure amount you income so much, you try to spend as less as possible, you try to save as much as possible. That is the purpose of the personal finance. Okay? And then here, this is a very simple account statement. Everybody do a recording. Do you do a recording on your whatever money you get from your parents and the amount that you spend every day? Do you then do a recording? Anybody do a recording? Why don't you do? Seriously, mine will do a recording. Though big item one normally I do, but small item I don't do. At least I know by end of the day how much I spend. That normally I do seriously. But for small thing you don't do. But for big one I think you do. Therefore I think personal cash flow statement I think is important for everyone. Can you practice from today onward? Tomorrow you start to do the recording? Can? Then you show me in my class how much balance by end of the month what you have. Can? Everybody? Please do a recording. Sure? Okay. Then how it affect my cash in? You think the stage of career can affect your cash in or cash out or not? Your stage of career can. Can or not? Normally you go through a life, see? Your college, your career, your retirement. Which one you think you can earn more money? At which stage now? Which stage you can earn more money? Career, right? Right now you are working, right? You can earn money, right? But your college can you earn money? Can you earn little bit? Work in KFC, work in McDonald's, work part-time here, part-time there. Therefore you can see your saving little bit, right? Then of course I think the last part here is about the career. Career means when the time you start to work full-time until you get more or less retired, then your income will be getting lesser and lesser. Why I say here you still have some income because of EPF. You put money, especially in EPF, they pay you 6%, which is very good. Example, 100,000, you get 6,000, get 6,000 a month. Are you okay? Therefore, I think it's very important, the career. How about type of job? Can type of job affect your cash inflow or not? Can or not? Can? Can or not? Based on the skill you have. You talk about general worker. You talk about a senior vice president. Which one? The type of job, which one is better? Which one is better? General worker or senior vice president is better? Which one is better? General worker is better. General worker can earn more than the senior vice president. No, right? Therefore, the job type of job is very important to look at your income. Okay? And also number of income earners in your house. Let's say more people work, more income they have. Less people work, less income they have. Less income they have. This is the part there. This one can affect your cash inflow. Okay? How about cash outflow? Your size of the family. Just back to here, I say the number of income earner. If let's say here, your size of the family big, normally you need to spend more, right? More people eat, more people spend more expenses, right? That's talking about the size from the age. Age also can affect your cash flow, especially like the youth. I think the money they spend is much, much higher. What handphone you have now? I have my Xiaomi only. I think most of the students I see, they have what? iPhone. See? That's talking about the age. The age, especially the youngster, I think you spend more than what you get. The parent give you $100 a day, you spend $100 a day. You don't make any saving one. I believe that. Okay? And then the personal behavior also important. Some people they like to enjoy, especially I say you go to Starbucks, how much you spend. The other type of person, he say I coffee shop enough already. Therefore, the behavior is very important. Everybody have different behavior. And some they intend to go to the very high class place. Some of them they say never mind as long as I can enjoy, I can eat, I can fill in my stomach. That's it. Therefore, the behavior also can affect your cash outflow. Okay. Okay. There's some tips. Tips to take care of your financial future. I will cover this part. So now I'm going to take a look at some tips. The first thing is, especially you have credit card. So my suggestion is, let's say you have 3 or 4 credit cards. Let's say example, you only use up the 3 or 4 credit cards. So my suggestion, one of the way is you try to settle those banks charge you high interest. High interest, the outstanding amount, they times your interest high, that means you need to pay high, right? Therefore, my advice, if let's say you have 3 or 4 credit cards, my suggestion to you is you try to settle those bank charge you high interest one, then after that you go to the lower one. That is the way that you do it. How the bank determine the credit card? How many credit cards I can take? According to Bank Negara, say, if let's say my income is 3,000, maximum you can take only 2 cards. That's a cut-off. My income is 3,000 a month. Maximum credit card I can apply is only 2 banks. One bank give 1 card. One master from RB, one master from Maybank. 2 cards only. How much limit they give you? Normally they'll give you 2 times. Let's say my income is 3,000. Maybank, at first bank I apply, they'll give me 6,000 limit. That's normally the usual measurement. But when you go to the second bank, normally they give you lower. But if let's say my income is above 3,000, according to Bank Negara, there's no limit. As many cards as you can. Okay? Then the next one, good thing you must build up some emergency fund. Why I say you must build up some emergency fund? How to build up? I automatically do a saving. How to do automatically saving here? My income 3,000, I try to put in a bank, I don't touch it 500. Every month I put 500,000 back. As if that this is a necessary expenses that you need to pay. Therefore, you put every month 500,000. 1 year you can, how much you can get? 5 times 12 is 5 times 12 equal to 6,000 already, right? Therefore, I think it's good you can build an emergency fund just to spare it. In case I need it, I can take it out. Are you okay with it? That is one of the good way to do it. The second one, I think most of you taking PTPN loan, right? Pay off your PTPN loan. I think on and off, I think the PTPN they give offer, right? You pay full sum, I give 30% discount. So this is a good opportunity. Therefore, I say, and try not to delay your PTPN loan later. Why I say that is because later I'm going to cover for you CTOS, C3 part, you think that is good or not, you delay in PTPM payment. It's not good. It's not good at all. Therefore, I think at least you do a payment every month. After you finish your study, you start to pay, you pay PTPM every month. Don't delay payment. You delay payment, there are some consequences. Later I'll show you. Okay? Of course, save for your future. Emergency, example, you need to use it, you can use it easily. Okay? And consider buying an insurance. Therefore, I say minimum, what insurance you need to cover right now at this stage. Can you tell me? What are the minimum? Just like I said 3 types, right? What are the minimum type of insurance that you need to cover? Hello? General insurance and medical insurance. These are 2 types of insurance. For life one, maybe at your age you can leave it alone. But I think the general and life is important. Therefore, I say it's good. Why good? Because protect you, right? I mentioned to you here, you get sick, you need to stay in specialist, you spend about 50 to 100,000. If let's say you don't buy insurance, who is going to pay for you? Right? You ask your parent to pay for you. Pay for some parents also work just enough to survive. Okay? And make a will, I think is important. Let's say example, those rich people, my advice is try to ask them to make a will quickly. Especially there are too many children. Of course, some children definitely they treat you better than the other. Therefore, the better one, I will write a will, I'll give him more, or I'll give her more. Those treat me not so good one, I give her or him later. Don't give too much. That's the purpose of the will. I think it's fair, right? It's fair to make a will. Okay? And get yourself organized. Anybody have this? Do you have lock safe or fireproof to keep your important document? I think for in front one don't have. You have? Don't have. Can you start somewhere? I think it's good, especially those important documents. You need to keep in the safe and lock box or whatever, and try to get a password. And the password, try to pass it to somebody that you trusted one. Okay, it's very important. Okay, therefore I think it's good to get organized. Organized means what? Organize your documents. Okay, and examine. I think this one, I believe most of you don't do that. Basically, they say should occur at least twice a month. You need to check where is your money spent to twice a week. Do you do that? I don't think so. Right? It's good you can check twice a week, twice a month. Maybe first half I check how much, why I spend so much. Then at least you can trace back. Okay? This is the part, that's why I say very important. In order to get a financing, the first thing you go to the bank, they'll work up this one. This one I call a debt service cover ratio. Whether the bank can approve the loan for you or not, they will determine based on this. The first thing they say, how to calculate this? I take the existing loan plus the proposed loan, I divide by my total net income. Then I times 100. Then I see how many percentage I have. In what you call a logical way, normally they say you have total your income you can spend for your expenses. The other 1/3 means you can spend to pay your fixed commitment, your loan. Therefore, it costs 30% or 30 to 40%. Are you okay with it? Meaning my income, that's my income 3,000. 2,000 I can use it to spend my daily expenses. The other 1,000 I can use it to pay my fixed income, fixed commitment, pay my loan, pay my credit card, pay my fixed commitment. Okay? Therefore, you can see here, as a rule of thumb, they say debt service ratio not more than 30 to 40%. How to get 30 or 40%? I told you, your income is 3,000. Normally they say 1/3 can be your to pay your fixed commitment. 1/3 is how much? In this case, it's 1,000. The other 2,000 you can use it to pay your daily expenses. Therefore, they come up 30 to 40%. Okay. So you look at this case. Is it okay or not? Let's say here, Mr. Yap had income 6,000. You already got a personal loan. He paid 1,200, and 800 pay car loan, 200 pay PTPL loan, 300 pay credit card. Now he go to the commercial bank. He said, I want to apply a housing loan. The installment the bank work up is 1,200 a month. Is it okay or not? You think can he get the housing loan or not? Based on the here. Can he get? Can you get? Somebody use a calculator to calculate. I said the formula to check whether you're eligible or not eligible. You need to take your existing loan plus the proposed loan. Proposed loan here, I'm talking about the housing loan that he's going to apply, right? Divide by the total income, I times 100. So the ratio here, I cannot get more than 40%. So here, I'm going to do a calculation. How much is the existing loan? Can you tell me? How much is the existing loan? How much is the existing loan now? Based on this, how much is the existing loan? Hello?
2,500.
Very good. 2,005 is the existing. But now, how much he proposed? He's going to take a housing loan. How much here? 1,002. Divide by his net income, how much here? 6,000, right? So you times 100. What's the percentage now? Huh?
61%.
Is it high? Is it high? Sorry. Is it high? The rule of thumb say only can up to maximum 40%. Why is it 40%? The 60% is for you to spend your expenses, daily expenses. This 40% is for you to pay your fixed commitment. So you work out already 61, right? Right? Is it high? Can he get a loan? Cannot. The bank will reject one. Because you see, based on the existing one, already 40%. Based on just gam 40%. He want to get additional 1,002. The installment now is 1,002. The ratio now is 61.7%, which is very, very high. Straight away, the bank say, go back. Your loan is rejected. For this case, definitely the loan is rejected. Why? Because the debt service cover ratio is already exceed 40%. I say maximum is 40% now, but you add in your housing loan, 1,002, your maximum now is 61.7%. Therefore, the bank said, I will reject. First step, the bank will do this one. Okay? So what can affect this debt service cover ratio is your unstable income. If let's say I'm the hawker is very difficult to get loan because the income is not stable. Like example for government servant, the income is fixed, is easy. Therefore, the bank will look into what kind of job you do. What kind of job you do. You're doing, let's say example, a government servant, the income is stable, then it's easy. Okay, like for me also income stable. I think it's quite easy compared to those students or what. Okay, then your employment status also important. I say for civil servant normally easy to get job one. Why I say so? Get loan one because their income is fixed. We look at as long as they can fulfill the 40% criteria of debt service cover ratio. Okay. How about credit history? The first thing very important, the bank will calculate your ratio, right? Just now I say example. Let's say you calculate, you add in the 1,002, the service debt cover ratio is only 25%. Can the bank approve or not? Can the bank approve or not? If let's say that's not the case, the service debt cover ratio is only 25%. Can the bank get this loan approved or not? Can or not? 25% instead of just now 61%. Can I? Because it's below 40 ma. But the bank also need to look at the credit history. What the word credit history here? Credit history, normally the bank will look at two very, very, very important documents. What document they look at is the CKIS. What is CKIS now? CKIS basically is a Central Credit References Information. This particular one is linked to Bank Negara. Bank Negara will have all your loan in all the commercial bank. Whatever loan you key in, you will link to Bank Negara. Okay? And the CTOS system basically they'll maintain. This one is by individual company, but it's managed by Ministry of Finance. This one they'll see how much is your scoring. Later I show you. Therefore, in order, let's say example, just like I say your debt service cover ratio is already past less than 40%. Doesn't mean the bank automatically give one. No, they have to look at these two reports. Why is this one? CKIS is basically talking about what? Created by Bank Negara, which combine credit information of all the information. Meaning what? I have a loan in RMB. When you go into the CKIS, let's say I'm working in Maybank, I can check how much loan you are in CIB, how much loan you already got in RMB. Then now you come to me for another loan. I can check one. Every information I can check from the CKIS system. Okay? Therefore here, you can see here. Can you tell me, if let's say I am the bank, I'm going to approve this loan or not? Basically, you can see here, this customer, basically they have two loans already. Existing, they have two loans. Two loans, right? Credit card, high purchase. And of course, you can see here, the limit, the bank give the credit card is 5,000. This customer utilize 3. This 36,000, the customer have outstanding 6,500. Therefore, you can see here, is it good or bad? If let's say the customer come and approach for me, this one is the application. Application for credit, the customer come in, I want to take a 40,000 loan here. Can you approve this loan or not? Can you tell me? If let's say you're in the bank, can you approve this loan? If let's say just now I already passed your debt service ratio coverage, right? So next one, I'm going to look at your CKIS report now. And the CKIS report show me this one. Am I going to approve to this loan or not? Can somebody tell me? This one is a very basic document. Each time when you go and apply loan, definitely the bank will go and take your IC. This report will come up. This report is from who? This report is from Dina Haslina. This Dina Haslina has this record. Is it good record or bad record? Hello? Good or bad? If let's say I'm a bank, am I going to approve this loan or not? The customer can apply 40 here. I'm going to approve or reject. Tell me? Reject, right? Why reject? Why I want to reject this loan, can you tell me? Based on the CKIS report. Because very, very important, you look at here. This customer, 0 means what? No, the payment is up to date. No area, pay. 0, this one they'll track for 12 months one. Can calculate here? Here to here they'll track 12 months. Therefore you can see this report. Start from March. The customer start 1 month never pay. After that, come to April, 2 2 months already, customer never pay. Next one, May, 3 months already, customer never pay. Let's say example, we talk about housing loan. The customer don't pay for 3 months. After that, we come to June, the customer settle everything. Therefore, it becomes 0. Is it good or bad? Based on the history, based on the record, this customer is not good at all. Why? Because your character. Is the character good or bad? Very, very bad. Why bad? Because you owe 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, never pay. If let's say I'm going to give you the 40,000, you think can you pay or not? The answer likely is not. And worse still, you can see here, September start to owe again. Don't pay. October, don't pay 2 months. Then November, pay everything. Cannot. If let's say this record, you go to public bank, straight away public bank reject one. Public bank is very, very strict. They want to see your secret report 0, 0, 0 all the way. If let's say you have one particular one don't pay, public bank will reject them. For sure. Therefore, for this case, it's very bad record. Therefore, the loan is going to reject. Why reject? Because, here again, the second loan, 1 month never pay, 2 months, 3 months. Therefore, this particular record is not good. Are you okay with it?
This one, you mentioned is not that the record. 1 month you don't pay, then you got that in one or something there.
1 month,
If delayed, like you're supposed to pay on this date, where they paid only after 1 week, also, when they record it.
Normally, the bank will have a cut-off date one, by when you need to pay.
But if delay means from the date,
Delay pay is show 1 means it's not good at it.
also not.
To a bank, it's not good because you tend to delay.
Oh, that one also will be recorded.
That one is recorded month because first month he never. This one is very clear cut. It's not good. Why is it not good? You owe me 1 month and no pay. Then come to October, become 2 months already. That means you don't pay me for 2 months, you know. Then come to November, you pay everything. That one is not good because to me, I prefer you to pay every month. If let's say you pay every month here also 0, 0, 0, 0. All 0 is very good. Are you okay with it? Therefore, I think for this record, the bank will automatically reject the loan. Because why? Because the record is not good. If let's say you can show all 0, the first thing I say the bank need to work up the debt service coverage ratio, right? That's why I say already part. Only 25%. So next one, the bank will check your CKIS record. Again, I say here, make sure must be all 0. If any figure at 0.1, 2, not good. That means you tend to delay payment. Delay payment for 1 month or 2 months. Are you okay with it? Yeah. Okay. After you look at the this one CKIS reject means all rejected. If let's say the CKIS pass now, the debt coverage service ratio pass, the CKIS report pass, the bank will look at the CTOS now. What is CTOS talking about? You can see here, CTOS is a private credit reporting agency, not agency entity, but officially registered and regulated by Ministry of Finance. I say this is regulated by Ministry of Finance. So how they look at it, they will look at the score. The score it ranges from 300 to 850. For each customer, they will do a scoring one, whether you can pass or fail your CTOS. Okay? How the credit group like it, if let's can score 300 to 650, they say low or poor. That means not good. If let's say you can score 718 to 850, that is very good and excellent. That means you don't have any bad record. The first one you have bad record. Later I show you. This one bad record. Therefore the CTOS check, they will check on this one. What is your scoring? Okay? Therefore you can see this customer. Tony Tan, Is it good or bad? The score is the score now. What's the score for Tony Tan? The score is 559, right? Right? 559. Why he get 559? Can you tell me? Check here. Legal record. Legal record means somebody sue you, no? Got two cases on. Next one. This one is personal capacity, means his own loan. Never pay for 2 months. Not good already. Next one. Legal record for last 24 months. These are non-personal capability. Non-personal capability can be a guarantor. Maybe he be a guarantor for another loan. Therefore, one case on. So when you look at this, is it good or bad? Bad. Why bad? You look back here, 559. I look back here, where is 559? Where is, sorry? 559 is here. The credit scoring, good or bad? Bad, nah? Right, 559 is here. Therefore, it's very important for all the banks. They need to look at the first thing they need to look at your debt service coverage ratio. After you pass, they will look into your secrets. Your secrets all zero, okay? Then they'll look at your CITAS. This is the scoring. Therefore, how to determine this 559 here? 559. They will determine based on this. This is how you determine. Your payment history is very good, you score 45. 45 out of, that means you take 45 divided 100 times 850. This one, they based on your amount, old credit utilization is good. You can utilize below 30%. Then they'll give another score. After that, next one, new credit. Example, frequent apply loan for credit card can be fine. If let's say you have too many credit card example, your commitment is too high, then your score will be low. That's how they calculate and determine by this. The point here. The bank have a way to calculate. How the bank calculate is based on the secret report, based on the information that you provide. Then the bank will come out with this particular score. So for this case here, again, I say the customer, definitely the bank won't give the loan. Why? Because it's under a very low and poor rating. So cannot pass. Okay. Okay? Yeah? In order for to get a loan, what are the 3 information the bank requires? Can you tell me? First one, money income. Based on money income, they will calculate debt service coverage ratio, right? So after that pass, I say 40%, right? Pass, the bank will go to the secret and check. How the bank check your secret? Very simple. Give me an IC. I key the IC number, the information will come out here. For sure one, this one. Then, you pass, all zero. Next one, the bank will look at your credit score here. What is your score? Then, if let's say all this one okay, go. Okay? How to breathe? How to breathe, get through getting a loan here. The first thing you must maintain within 30%. I think your debt service ratio, that's what I say, for the bank to determine maximum you can have how many percent? Maximum you can have how many percent? 40, right? 30 to 40 only. Meaning, whatever income you have, 40 or 30% of your income can use to pay your fixed commitment. Means pay your car loan, pay your housing loan, whatever loan you have, this is 30%. The next one, before you go in, you try to check with the bank what is the maximum DSR they allow. Some bank they say 30%. Some bank they say allow up to 40%. Therefore, it depends on bank to bank. Some bank they say maximum I can only 30%. Some bank they say, oh, allow you to have 40%. Then you, if let's say you calculate based on that, you maybe your debt service ratio you have 35, then you can go to the bank that give you 40%. If let's say the bank give maximum 30, then based on your calculation, the debt service coverage ratio is 35, then you cannot go. Okay? Then the last part here, make sure keep a good credit record. Good credit record here I'm referring to the record maintained with CRIS and CITOS. CRIS, right? That's why I say make sure all market 0, 0, 0, and here the score must be at least 697. Consider good. Are you okay with it? This is the two documents importantly for the bank to look at. Okay? Okay, the conclusion is key reason why personal finance is important. There are a few reasons here. You can look at goal achievement. Why you think when I do a personal financing, I can achieve my goal? Therefore, you can see here, help you to plan and reach short-term needs. Example, you're paying your expenses like education fee, purchase a laptop, and also your long-term, especially want to buy a house. This one, after just now I say I go through those steps, if let's say you can follow strictly, I think you can achieve it. Okay. The next one, if let's say you do a financial plan, you can get a financial stability and security. What does it mean here is, by maintaining, importantly, you must maintain some urgency saving. Why I say urgent saving is important? Because some expenses is not daily one, it's very not unexpected one. Example, your car breakdown. Then you need to repair, you need to pay, right? Therefore, I say it's good. If let's say you do your planning, you can make some money, put aside for saving for that purpose, then it's good. Then of course, another way is you need to cover your insurance. Insurance, as far as I mentioned to you here, we have three types, right? You buy car, buy house, you need to cover insurance. That one is compulsory by the bank, right? Then medical insurance and also life insurance. So it's good to have all this, then your financial stability and security. Okay? And the third part is talking about debt management. Debt management here we are talking about reduce your financial stress, good credit rating. Personally, I view that debt management very important. That's why I say, you look at just now I said the CITOS, right? CITOS basically is fall under this particular debt management. If let's say you have bad record, that means your debt management is poor. Okay? Therefore, you make sure you maintain good track record. And building, develop the ability to save and invest money and grow over time. In this case means, let's say you do a proper planning, and say you do some saving, then you can get some interest. Therefore, you will make your money become bigger, larger. Okay? The next part is the better decision making. Here means you can avoid unnecessary expenses and manage your money effectively. And the last part here we are talking about credit health. Credit health, again, I say we go back to the credit score just now. If your credit score good, that means your credit health is good. It's easy for you to get a loan. That's why I say, if let's say your CT you can maintain all 0, and your CITOS you can maintain about 700 points and above, and your debt service ratio is between 40%, then I think your credit health is good. So these are the all areas you need to consider when you do your financial plan. No more idea. Very fast. Not even 2 hours. I can finish it. 2 hours, just now. And any question? Because just now we start at 10. Now it's around 11:30 only. So 1.5 hours. Any question or not? Or maybe I go back here. Then you can tell me which part you're not clear. Maybe we can discuss again. Is it okay? Can we do that? Any question here, this slide? Share with me.
Yeah, just now you see recording, right? What is the best way to do the recording? Right now.
Yeah, example, you can keep in your PC. Example, let's say your income come in a day every month, one day, right? We know what day. Expenses, then you, let's say example, this month income come in, right? Then after that I record expenses, what day, you just do either put in your PC or just record in the book. That one is okay one. The purpose I do that is I just want to know, especially those big expenses, where it go to. That is basically the recording for that purpose only.
And the recovery, how will you do it?
What the money recover?
After that,
Let's say you already calculate your income, example, I don't know how much your income, example only 5,000. Then after that, you calculate all the expenses, only 4,900. Therefore, I say it's good that you try to look back which are the expenses that you so-called unnecessary spending. Therefore, next month onward, you try to reduce it. That's for that purpose. You mean can track back. You can track back, then you can look back which are the expenses that you feel is not so important, then I think you can delay it or don't spend it. That is the purpose for the purpose of recording. You can record, I think, in your anywhere is okay one, but the purpose for a personal financing is very easy. Not like company, listed company, those companies, they are very complicated, it's a bit difficult. They need to appoint an accountant to do the tracking. But for us individual, I think, to me, I feel expenses, those major ones you record. Those minor ones like 1 ringgit, 2 ringgit, I think even you don't record also cannot. But if possible, you try to record. Then at least you can have a full set of record on the particular day. Okay? Any area here? Any question you want to ask me, please? You're very quiet. In the class, also the same. Any question? Please give me a question. Any question? No. This one? You know? This one? Credit card is under open-ended or closed-ended? No question. Credit card is under open-ended or closed-ended? Credit card. Open-ended or closed-ended? Open-ended, right? Why is it called open-ended? It's revolving, right? Why is it called that? Why is it called open-ended? Because it does not have a definite end date one. For credit card, they don't have definite end date one. As long as you give the limit, you pay, then you can use it back. Revolving one, okay? This one okay? Personal finance. Is it okay or not? Can I use 50, 30, 20? Are you using 50, 20, 50, 30, 20? Try to use that. 50 means what? Your need, right? 30 is your want, and 20 is your saving. That is good. Don't say, oh, my need is 50, my want is 50. Then gone now. Want is something like you can have it. If you don't have it, also doesn't matter. And then I will give you an example, right? Can you drink coffee at a coffee shop? Can, why should you go to Starbucks? You can see show. Can you see show using the TV at home? Cannot. Why you need to go to cinema, spend the money? Therefore, this is called want. Okay? Liquidity. I say liquidity, there are two parts here. One is called money management, one is called credit. Money is those daily expenses. Credit management is those fixed commitment one. The free of expenses with two types of one is called money management. What is money management? Every day we spend our food, our shelter, our telephone bill, blah, blah, blah. Then our credit management here, we are talking about fixed commitment. We need to pay credit card, we need to pay housing loan, we need to pay car loan. This is called under credit management. Okay? And then last purchase here, again I say here, you need to consider how much. That's why I say the case I work out, the 1,002 cannot. Why? Because they already exceed the debt service cover ratio, right? Although here you work out can, but when come to work out debt coverage service ratio, it fails. Are you okay with it? How about housing loan? What is the period? The bank. How long the bank allow you to take the housing loan? Can somebody share with me?
Yes.
30 years? Or, correct, 30 years? Or up to 70, whichever is the lowest. What does it mean by 30 or up to your age 70, whichever is lower? Let's say for your case, can you take a housing loan? If not mistaken, it's 35 years. You know. Some bank they give it 30. Okay, let's say we talk about 30 years. Like your case, can you take 30 years housing loan or not? How old are you? 21 and plus 30 equal to what? 51 ma. But I say 30 or 30 years or 70 years old, whichever is lowest. Like your case can. Why can? Because I take your 30 years housing loan plus your age, 21 equal to 51. 51 is below 70, right? Like my case cannot. My case cannot. My age, I plus the housing loan, 30, you are going to 100 over 100 years already. So cannot. They say maximum only can go up to 70. Okay? Are you okay with it? This is how they calculate. And risk, I say here, insurance, we have three types. General, we have health, we also have life, three types, right? This is a very common type. And investing, again, I say investing will very depend on your what? Tolerant risk. Risk tolerance, whether you have a high risk tolerance or whether you have low risk tolerance. High risk one, then you will go for high return. Low risk one, you go for low return. That's usual one. Okay? And then again, I say this one is still early for you because you haven't worked yet. I think for those working adult, I think try to get a minimum at least 390 before you reach 860. Can Afifa, no issue, right? Now your EPF already got 300,000 in it, right? More than that. Oh, yes. I think for you, no issue. 500,000, no issue at all. Okay. So these are the sources. You see all the money coming? This is all the money go out. This is the usual one. That's why I said the recording you can put in such a proper way. Okay? Therefore, I think here it's important. A bank normally, exactly the bank will determine whether you can or cannot based on this particular formula. Okay? Therefore, I say a rule of thumb is for 30 to 40. Why I say 30 to 40? Because they say 3,000 I earn. If let's say I put 30% means what? 3,000 I earn, about 1,000 I can use it to pay my fixed commitment. Therefore, I say 30%. Okay? And then this is how it affects your DSR, whether your income stable or not, whether your job status stable or not, and also your credit history. Again, I say credit history here, I'm referring to two types of report. Very, very important report. First report is CCRIS, another one is CITOS. Okay? CCRIS here, they will track you for 12 months. 12 months, you see? December, January, up to November. 12 months one. Then you don't say, I owe 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. I want to get a car loan, quickly go and settle. No point, man, like this case. No point. You can show one, although you settle 0, but your previous record already tell me that your character is bad. Your character is not good, therefore it's here. Although the settlement already 0, means you know you don't have outstanding, but your character not good. Why say so? Because 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, you never pay. Here we are talking of credit history. Okay? And here we are going to look at the CTOS here. Again, I say why this particular customer, Tony, only score 5.9. 5.9 is under which category? Under poor or low. Poor or low, right? Why poor or low? Here is, you can see the credit information here. He got 2 legal cases. One is personal capacity. He himself take the loan. He cannot pay for 2 cases. And the other one, he act as a non-personal capacity. Maybe he act as a guarantor for another person. Therefore, 1 case. So as long as he got the legal case, the scoring definitely will down. Just like a case, you take a PTPN. You try not to pay your PTPN and see your credit scoring will go down. Same thing one. Okay? And these are the factors. Okay, done already. Any question before I stop here? Any question? Any question? Post me questions. Any question? Charlie? No. No. Okay. So far so good. Okay. Can? Okay. Can I just put a stop here because I have nothing to share with you. 11:30. Okay. Okay. So we'll go back to the class next week. Next week is Raya, the following week. Okay? Can I? You decide any question? You decide? You decide any question? Is it okay? Unless you have a question to ask me, otherwise I think we stop here. Anything you want to ask me? Otherwise, I think you can leave early. Or you want to have a class? What? You next following? Following, I'm going to show you all the examples. On your midterm question. Then after the following. And my midterm later in my midterm.
希望像他们玩在跟玩一样的这些，应该是海浪的，有没有退出点？